The story of the Hyatt Regency Phoenix is not unlike the story of the Phoenix bird, for it is a building that rose from the middle of the desert and has stood as an indomitable force in downtown Phoenix for the past 43 years. Each time you see an outline of the Phoenix skyline, the Hyatt Regency Phoenix is clearly distinguishable among the high-rise buildings. In the following 9 months, the building is going to undergo a $40 million renovation. Spaces will be touched that have not seen change since the hotel opened its doors. Much of the inspirations for our mood board were derived from what image we hope to display to our guests post-renovation. This mindset was difficult to occupy as it was ambiguous, but it also allowed us to be more creative. We worked within the realm of the hotel designers while also establishing some of our own design concepts. Our vision for the hotel was inspired by the key terms welcoming, timeless, and urban desert. We also cite guidance from the terms textural and natural. We are very conscious that when hosting a conference or meeting, you have a very captive audience. Some members of that audience will not see your city, besides the inside of a meeting room. It was with this knowledge that we proceeded with our mood board. The basis for the mood board is essential. It's a sturdy wooden pallet with corrugated metal running on the inside panels. All of these elements were naturally sourced, a symbol of the strong bones and pre-existing elements that we begin our renovation on. The foundation is also meant to reflect our inspiration from natural elements that surround us. You will see on the board that we have selected native succulents, live cacti, raw wood, cut marble, and undecorated metal. All these elements you could encounter if you were simply to go for a day hike in the Phoenix area. In addition, we have provided samples of all of our inspirational elements for the viewer to touch and interact with. This is because we want our board to be welcoming and engaging, very much as we would like our hotel and employees to be with our guests. This concept can best be told by our event services team who put their heart and soul into this contest.
To talk about the theme that we think is really the most important of our mood board, and that is the theme of welcoming. And why we decided actually, instead of doing a mood board, we wanted to do a mood wall. We chose the palettes because they're 3D and it sort of welcomes you into taking a look at what we've got inside the palette panels, what we have outside. We've got those beautiful buttercups up there welcoming with a bottle of champagne. We have renditions of what the furniture may look like on the garden court once we start our renovation. We chose the palettes because they are actually local. They come from a company that does solar panels, so they donated us these pallets to recycle. The corrugated tin inside is actually from a train station in our city of Tucson, which is in southern Arizona. We just really felt like this was very engaging. Here's some of the material they're going to be using for the renovation. Sort of invites you to come feel the texture of the linen, feel the smoothness of the marble that we've purchased.
From welcoming, we go right into our make space. This is the areas in the hotel where people can connect, gather, socialize, and kind of network. So that's where we're going to have our receptions, our coffee breaks, our bars. This is really the area where people can kind of come and gather with their group or for their conference. So here you see on the board a couple of elements that we would love to incorporate as far as breaks or on our bars go. So you have like the champagne buckets that have copper, which is one of the 5 C's of Arizona. You have some beautiful coffee carts and cupcake displays that would look lovely on some of our coffee breaks. You have everyone's favorite, in case of emergency, break glass with some coffee beans behind it, because who can't start their day without their cup of coffee?
Timeless is more of a classic style with the neutral colors, things I remember from my childhood. I'm from Arizona, so it's been a lot of fun seeing the way timeless pieces can be incorporated with where Phoenix has been moving for the last 30 years. We have these beautiful pops of color. This is Antelope Canyon, and we've got cactus and mountain views here that just show how electrifying things can be downtown. We have this beautiful juice bar that uses the natural colors of the fruit there that sort of look a little like what we're going to be doing with some of our carpeting and pieces that will be on the second floor. This urban desert theme is all over downtown. We've seen lots of wall art that artists have been invited to come and paint on existing buildings. So even though timeless may seem timeless, it's sort of moved right on into our urban desert, and we've picked that up with a lot of our themes that we have on our board.
So with our urban desert, you see kind of those timeless elements along with the very urban elements in our tablescape, because we have these concrete planters, but then we incorporate the live plants, which is something that's very timeless. You see that throughout the decades. In addition, we have, again, the copper that we're bringing from the timelessness of Arizona, something that's always been here and that we're pulling into our current settings. You see that again with our buffetscape. We're sticking to very natural elements. You see the natural wood lanterns that we're using there, the barrels that we're using to kind of display our food and make our presentation just feel very inviting and welcoming. Just kind of bring a little bit of Arizona into the kind of dining and hotel experience. And then you see that again up top where we have our copper display where you would use it to pass hors d'oeuvres or display some cone-shaped appetizers. And then you see it in the wood grain that is both metal and wood at the same time that we would use to either display food or potentially just leave by themselves on the buffet. So with our buffetscape, again, you see those natural elements. You have the raw wood in the display of the charcuterie board here. You have it in the centerpiece down there with the little votives inside of it. And we even took that kind of natural element in our new hot pot chafers that are on our wish list along with induction burners. And you see them here in the taupe color to where they kind of blend in with a very natural color of Arizona and what we're trying to portray with our color selection for the hotel as well, because that taupe color is a very timeless color that's going to carry us into, the next couple of years. So the location of our mood board is the most essential element that we've established, because it's not only outside the banquet prop room, but it is also in one of the busiest hallways in the hotel. People are constantly coming through here, clocking in, clocking out for shifts, waiting to catch an elevator. So as people go through here, they can be inspired by the board as they go out on the floor to interact with our guests, or as our banquet servers are going to pick out props for our bars, coffee breaks, or buffets.
And this is where we would love to put all of our new props when we win the contest!